Yes, sir. It's the 9 to 5 Sports Guys. It's your boy T.
What's happening? It's your man TJ.
What's going on? It's your boy Nam.
And it's episode 51. I want to say thank you, and I mean thank you, to all the subscribers, all the viewers. If you like the content, please write in the comments. You know, any questions that you
sure.
got, we can talk about it on the show.
For sure.
Drop a like, subscribe. You know, anything that you think that we can improve, holler at us. You know, the YouTube. If not, we'll put the link in the description. But first and foremost, how you guys doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. What's up with y'all?
Hey, you got to call this Area 51, man.
Area 51.
Yeah, parts unknown.
Okay.
We're going into the playoffs.
Okay. Speaking of playoffs, great way to get into the next subject, which is the play-in. Okay, this week was the play-in tournament. Now we had the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. That was for the 7th seed. And then you had the Thunder versus the Pelicans for the 8th seed. Now, the Lakers prevailed. They beat Minnesota without Rudy Gobert.
Barely, by the way. Go ahead.
They prevailed.
In overtime.
Yeah, we'll have time to break all that down.
We ain't going to say barely. We'll say overtime.
Barely.
And the Thunder, they beat the Pelicans. A lot of controversy. We'll talk about that, too, with Zion. And then Minnesota had to play the Thunder for the 8th seed. Minnesota prevailed. They played the 8th seed. And in the East, you had the Heat and Atlanta. They played for the 7th seed. Atlanta won. And then you had Chicago and Toronto. Although Toronto was a home team, Chicago did have what we call the 6-man or 6-woman. Yeah. And
the sixth child.
Sixth child, yeah, the golden child.
The golden child.
So Chicago ended up winning, but they came up short against the Heat, and now the Heat are the 8th seed, and Atlanta is the 7th seed. So we got that out of the way. First game yesterday, Brooklyn versus the Sixers. Brooklyn definitely didn't cover the spread. The spread was 8 points. I picked Brooklyn on the spread. I thought they was going to come in and at least catch Philly off guard, but you know, MVP, as you say, he
for sure.
He led his team. James Harden, he didn't go to the strip club, but he was raining threes.
Yet.
He didn't. Well, he probably went after that game.
Wait till he gets to New York.
But anyway,
yeah. But yeah, so Brooklyn.
Wait till they get to New York.
Brooklyn fell short. It was a blowout the first game, as we expected. Joel Embiid, James Harden, they came through. If there was a game to win, it was the first. I personally think it was the first game. Catch Philly off guard. Philly's looking at you like, okay, we know we're the dominant team, but Philly, they were the dominant team.
Well, in any case, with any team, you want to win that first game because it puts the other team on the heels. Like we said before, you know, Embiid, he showed what great superstars are made of. He was able to adjust with those double teams that was given him. And I want to say something about the others as well, because without the others, Embiid, when they first started off, he didn't get off. Yeah. Right. So if those other guys like Harden and them weren't able to shoot those threes and make those rebounds, it would have looked bad. They probably would have lost that game.
Yeah.
You know. So we all know Brooklyn's not going to win that series. So.
How many games you think Philly's gonna win at?
Gentleman sweep.
Yeah.
Gentleman sweep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brooklyn might squeeze one out.
Gentleman sweep.
And that'll be it at home.
Only because they don't have star power. Now, if they had like at least Harden not Harden, but yeah, Harden or KD or Kyrie, just one star, or hell, even if Ben Simmons plays, they can maybe steal two.
Wait a minute.
Who?
Are we not, the Brooklyn Nets don't have a star? What about Cam Thomas? That's Mr. 40-point a night when you give him the minutes.
He's budding.
He ain't played since they fined him for
he's budding.
Pause. Is that what he said? Is that what he said, right?
I think so.
He said pause.
He watches 9 to 5 Sports Guys. So
since he said that, he ain't seen much of the court.
Yeah,
I don't know why you mentioned Ben Simmons. It don't make a difference when he on the court or not. It doesn't matter.
Well, he's getting a superstar's max. That's why I mentioned him.
As far as money, you don't put him on the court, but he's not gonna make a factor.
If they just have a slight star, all-star, another one on the floor with them, they can maybe steal 2 games.
Embiid is intimidation to him. He's scared.
I agree.
Nothing's gonna matter.
Embiid is the MVP, the outright MVP. Right
But I mean, intimidated. He's just intimidated. You can see it in Ben Simmons' face. Trying to avoid him. And
well,
you can see it.
That's
That might be the fear factor there.
That's another topic for another day. But nevertheless, Brooklyn looks like they don't have just that key person to get them over the hump. They have whatever it takes to maintain their presence, but they just can't. They're not gonna get out of this round.
No.
Okay. What about Atlanta and Boston? It was a blowout for a large part of the game. Atlanta made a comeback. Right. They made a comeback, but Boston just got too much. It's weird because Boston, they're like stuck in this bubble because they're good enough. They're not good enough to win a championship yet.
Boston?
Yeah. I think they're missing another piece.
Besides the Clippers, Boston probably the most complete team in the NBA.
Milwaukee.
But do you think they're good enough to win a championship?
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
that's tough.
It could be multiple. They have the squad to do it. They have the team to do that.
Because I still think the Sixers, if they play the Sixers are better.
Then who? Boston?
Boston.
No way.
I still think Milwaukee's better, fully healthy.
That's the only team to me.
Well, yeah, that's the only team, Milwaukee.
And the Knicks could beat them too.
You're crazy.
But the Knicks can beat them too.
But the
We
70s
beat them 3 times this year.
So what?
That's in regular season.
Okay.
But the 76ers in Boston, no. I mean,
they put
you
up.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Outside of a Jimmy Butler missed 3 at the end of last year, Boston doesn't go to the finals. Miami goes back to the finals.
They put up 74 points at half yesterday.
But Atlanta's not.
And held Atlanta, a high-powered Atlanta team. They can score with anybody in the league to 44 points.
Yeah, but Atlanta's what we call.
They were up 30 at half.
Atlanta's what we call in today's society as mid. They're a 50-50 ball club. For a large part of the season, they were treading at literally 500 for the whole season. So we can't really use Atlanta as a litmus test for this team because Atlanta barely made the play-in.
Okay, so the problem I have with this is we'll bring those factors in with whatever team and say, well, they did this in a regular season. Okay. That's 82 games. This is a 7-game series that can end in 4.
Right.
So we can't. And plus, with those games in the regular season, those guys play because they got another game they know they have a chance to win,
right,
or lose. The playoffs is different. Teams are different in the playoffs. So I mean,
but did Atlanta look like a team that was ready to compete yesterday?
What? No,
exactly.
But it wasn't by choice.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I mean that's it's the first game.
They just got dominated, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I still think the Celtics, they still need another piece in my opinion. But then again that's just my opinion.
So what piece you mean? So what piece you mean, like a guard?
Nah, they have enough guard play. I think they need like a
swing man.
Like a big or something.
I mean,
I
will agree with that because Williams is kind of an injury prone, and
Williams and Horford is not a big anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I get that.
If you try to go against Philly or even Milwaukee, there's nobody on that squad like the guard. Like I was about to call him Brunson, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum. They're set at that position. They can dominate the perimeter. Just you're talking about Milwaukee and Philly. They got 2 people that can dominate inside.
I agree with you if Williams is hurt. Okay. But if Williams is playing,
he's healthy, yeah.
They don't win.
But he's injury prone.
I know it, but that's the only. They do need another big man.
Yeah.
But if Williams is on the court, he can battle with Embiid. Even though he's on the size, but most guys are in the league against Embiid.
You remember at one point Anthony Davis was supposed to go to Boston.
Yeah.
They were talking about him going to Boston.
Right.
But see, they have Blake Griffin. That's why they
Who?
Blake. That's another big that they throw at these other guys that can guard a Giannis and can bang with Embiid. He's not gonna do anything to shut him down, but he'll do enough to maintain.
Get him tired.
Yeah,
Now,
Yeah.
10
keep
years
their
ago,
presence.
10 years ago, Blake Griffin, Boston legit best team in the league because he was a dominant low post, but most of his production came down low. So
And well, he's a good shooter too. I mean,
now
you know,
he's
it's
a good
ugly.
shooter,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have the same effect on the game that he did.
Well, he was a decent shooter. He was a decent shooter with the Clippers too. He just most of them were dunks. But when he had the shot, he made it.
Yeah, I guess. But we're gonna go to the next game, which was, if not the best game of the night, the second best game of the night, which is the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, there's a lot of controversy about that series because before the season, the Knicks were trying to trade for Donovan Mitchell, and the deal didn't go through because of a particular piece. And he went to Duke. R.J. Barrett, that's a Dookie. He represented y'all last night too. He represented what Duke is about last night. He didn't show up at all. He might as well have stayed in New York.
What did Cam Johnson do?
Who? Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, then.
So
So we talking about players that went to respective schools. What did he do?
so
Yeah, okay.
Cam Johnson didn't even play yesterday.
Exactly.
Anyway, so
Exactly.
the Knicks prevailed. We beat.
Wait a minute. Yes, he did.
Nah, Cam
He
Johnson.
did play.
He did play.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
He's not on.
He was.
I'm
Scoring,
thinking he's still on the Suns.
he was making baskets. I think he got 15.
Yeah, he played.
I thought he was still on the Suns.
But
bro.
it
Yeah.
didn't mean that it didn't amount to anything. Nevertheless.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
let's move on.
this is about the Knicks, man.
Yeah.
This is about the Knicks. Now, Stephen A. Smith said that this season would be a disappointment if the Knicks don't beat the Cavs, and I would have to disagree with you, Stephen A. For the simple fact of nobody, and I mean even Vegas didn't even expect us to make the playoffs. Vegas had us winning under 40 games this year. We won, I think, 48, 47 games this year. We made the playoffs and we won one game. Although it was one game, still a long series. But if we happen to lose, it's not necessarily a disappointing season because there was no expectations. And we got to see the emergence of Jalen Brunson. We got to see Julius Randle have a comeback season. He was an all-star. Jalen Brunson possibly could be most improved. Emmanuel Quigley could be sixth man of the year. So for you to say that the season is a disappointment, yes, I know you wanted Donovan Mitchell, but was Donovan Mitchell going to get us to the finals?
I disagree with that being a disappointment. I mean, the trade itself, even though it was middle of the season, that was an expectation. And not only that, you've had a good season. So
Yes.
to say, let's get Las Vegas out of it, because that's still someone's opinion. I don't care if they're saying you're getting this many games or that many games,
Yeah.
because it always can go up or down.
Yeah.
But you won what? How many games? 40s?
About 40.
Let's just say 40-something games, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much most of the teams in the league
Yeah.
don't just won half the games.
Yep.
So you had a good season by that standard. So my thing is with the New York Knicks and the Cavaliers matchup,
47 games.
y'all beat. There you go.
My fault. Yeah.
No. I'm saying there you go, right there. So you compared to the league in its entirety,
Yeah.
you did real good.
Pretty good, yeah.
So, but with the matchup, y'all what 3-1 this season against them?
In the regular season, we're 3-1 against the Cavs.
So if you lose in the first round, it really is a disappointment, especially to a team that you dominated in the regular season. Now, granted, like I said before, playoffs is different. Playoffs is different than the regular season.
Yes, absolutely.
But Donovan Mitchell, he really ain't got the help right now for some reason. He really ain't got the help. He's out there balling on his own right now. Not to take away from any of those players, but they didn't. There was a lot of turnovers on both teams in that game yesterday.
Yeah, at one point watching the game, it looked like tryouts.
Right.
It was sloppy basketball. I don't know if it was jitters or, but one thing I got to give Jalen Brunson at the end of the game, controlled the pace. He controlled the tempo. He set the tone. Early on, Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble. Julius Randle. For all you Knicks fans that keep talking about trading Julius Randle, we wouldn't be here, and if it wasn't for Julius Randle, I
agree with that.
And he kept us in the ball game early. We had no production from R.J. Barrett. Obi Toppin came in and gave us production. Quickly struggled for the most part. Josh Hart, he hit a clutch 3-pointer to tie the game. Mitchell Robinson, a beast on the boards. And that, to me, that's going to be another key because you got Mobley and you got Jarrett Allen, the 2 7-foot monsters.
Right.
And Mitchell Robinson was able to hold his own against them too.
But young, I was going with you. I mean,
man,
get Julius Randle his dues, man, because
he kept us in the game early, man.
But that late rebound.
Yeah,
that late rebound was saved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That we killed them on the glass.
Yeah.
That was the key to
that's
the key to the series.
Yeah.
That's right.
The offensive effort,
or
the defensive rebounding effort on the offensive glass.
Yeah.
That was the difference maker yesterday.
Oh my goodness. And
you guys had 17-11.
That's what I'm saying. So Hart and Stein, I want to listen, everybody who contributed yesterday, if you know what I might do? I might record probably next Sunday. I might record. Matter of fact, we could probably watch some of the game because it's coming on at 1:00.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Listen, one of these days I'm gonna record myself watching the game. I was a nervous wreck. I was all over the place, just because against Atlanta, I thought we had a chance until that first game, and then I was like, we ain't got no chance. We ain't got no chance.
The Knicks?
Yeah.
Nah, the Knicks. You guys are even. The Sacramento Knicks are very evenly matched with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Like I said before,
I can't wait to get to that discussion.
We are not going to do that.
I'm looking at the game plays, the numbers. You guys are so close to them. The Cavs and the Knicks are they're mirrored image of each other.
Yeah.
But the difference maker is the guard play for me.
Okay.
You guys guards are, to me, have a higher upside, including Randall, as opposed to their guards and they're big or their perimeter big or whatever. Randall, if he just gives you 20 or 25, you guys have a higher chance of winning.
But it's hard for me not to. The MVP of the game yesterday was Jalen Brunson.
Absolutely.
Early foul trouble, and at the end of the game, bucket after bucket.
Second half, especially.
Donovan Mitchell draped all over him, and it was nothing he could do. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell's going to get his. We know he's the bona fide superstar.
They put everybody on him, all the bigs, Osman, whoever, and he just kept finding ways to get buckets.
Man, and then that little, because what he does is he breaks you down, and then he's another one of these guards that doesn't settle for 3-pointers.
He's very patient with his game. He's going to find a way to get to his spot and just capitalize on the matchup.
Another thing, too, Julius Randle didn't dribble.
Yes.
I think he listened to you.
He didn't dribble, dog.
Man, because listen, he gets into these, like I said, he does the Tasmanian devil and starts spinning all over the place and turning the ball over. So it was a great game, nerve-wracking game. I thought it was going to be the best game of yesterday, but that's for the next segment. There was a better game. We got Milwaukee and we got Nam's team, the Heat. I'm going to say Milwaukee in 3.
Slaughter.
Yeah, Milwaukee in 3.
It's going to be a slaughter.
They're not even going to play the 4th game.
Yeah. Nah, listen, check me out.
They're going to go to South Beach, stay there, but not play the game.
I was telling my brother yesterday that the NBA needs to, since they're making all these new rules and bullshit, after game 3, if it's 3-0, the 4th game, you got till halftime. If you down 10, we shut the game off.
It's a mercy rule?
Mercy rule like the YMCA.
Hey, my man.
Down 10 in the 4th game and it's already 3-0, send everybody home.
Yeah.
You can't drag us 2 more quarters of this nonsense.
Look, we know it's going to be a slaughter. We know what's going to happen. Nobody's going to the thing about when you got superstars, man, you can't stop those guys.
Yeah.
You can't stop LeBron. You can't stop Embiid. You can't stop Giannis. You can't stop them.
Absolutely.
So your focus is to make those other 4 guys ball out.
Yes.
Right.
That's the main key. Stop. Everybody trying to do the Belichick thing. We're going to try to stop the best player. In basketball, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to do that.
So, obviously, the series is going to be maybe 4-1, 4-0. If
Probably
you guys
4-0.
were fine, if you guys were head coaches, what philosophy would you use? Would you shut down the others and let Giannis run wild, or would you throw everything at Giannis and let the others do what they got?
Well, you can't. That's the thing.
That's
You know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying?
You're not gonna. You can
Like
throw.
Giannis ain't gonna score 80 points.
Yeah.
I know that.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
You can throw the, you can
So-
throw the kitchen sink. Well, you just answered your question.
Now,
Right.
You just answered that. So you shut down.
I want to ask y'all's opinion. Like, what would you do if you was a coach? Do you shut down the others? Make sure the others, you guys are all getting single digits. Giannis, you run wild.
That you shut down Middleton. You shut down. You shut down the guard play. You shut them down. You're not gonna double team, but who's the second best player on the team?
on the Heat,
No,
Milwaukee.
yeah.
It's arguably Drew Holiday this year.
Drew Holiday.
Because of
Okay,
his
so
availability.
Yeah,
Middleton's
So you
up
throw
and
the
down.
defense at him.
Yeah.
Throw the defense at him. You make Middleton. Middleton could have been number 2.
Healthy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but health issues, as you say. So yeah, you play those guys hard. You double team them. You pick them up full court if you have to, or pick them up right at the half court, and you force them to play. Giannis, you throw the kitchen
Let
sink
him
at
get
them.
70.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
If you asking me how to stop,
What
the
would
Bucks,
you do? Yeah.
play Fortnite,
What?
build the wall.
The man can shoot now.
He can, but
He's confident enough to attempt it.
right.
I'll let him shoot. Let him shoot. Remember, that's what the Spurs did to LeBron the second go around.
Right.
They said, don't let him get to the basket. Don't let him dunk. Let LeBron shoot. That's what they did the first time too. Let him shoot. If he beats us off of pure jump shots, we'll take it. There's nothing we could do about it.
You could try that one game, but you're not going to be able to do that 4 times. It's not going to work.
You're not, but you got. I mean, you ain't got no other choice because nobody can guard him straight up on the
Look, what's the name? Adebayo?
Bam.
Heat. Yeah,
Trouble.
Absolutely.
He's in trouble.
yeah. That's why if you build the wall,
Kevin Love. Trouble.
But the way you negate the whole build a wall, like Trump or whatever.
I didn't want to use that because that's why. Look, I was gonna say that at first. Say, yo, do the Donald Trump what? Build the wall, but then now I'm said it first. So
Yeah,
hey, look, don't cancel me. I ain't say Don. Nah, I'm said it. Cancel him.
Nah. The way you negate that, if you're a basketball coach, is you put, perimeter guys out there.
Yes.
So you just put Giannis with a bunch of shooters and you dare them to slide and help. But if you got Brook Lopez on this side, Middleton on that side, Connaughton, and let's say a Drew Holiday out there, you're not helping. You can't help.
And that's
Because they're 30% and better. So they're going to knock down 1 to 2. They're not going to miss many.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem matchup right there. Take Giannis out of it, but Brook Lopez is going to be a problem for them.
Shout out to Brook Lopez.
So, he can shoot the 3 when he need to. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of you young people, anybody that's young that's watching this, go do your homework on Brook Lopez. When Brook Lopez came in the league and he was playing with the Nets, he turned himself to an all-star. He was a legit 20 and 10 center in the paint. He was a back to the basket guy,
Jump hooks,
and
all types of stuff.
he was able to reinvent his game, and now he's a sniper from 3.
Horford as well.
He's got
Horford
better.
too, yeah.
Horford as
Horford
well.
came in. He's another one of those guys that low post guy and said, you know what? I see the game is evolving, it's changing. Let me change with the game.
Even
Horford had
Kevin Love as well.
Horford had to. I mean, he jumps like 2 inches off the ground,
Yeah.
so he had to.
Kevin Love, he kind of I don't want to say they forced him, but he kind of became that Chris Bosh type player with the Cavs.
For the better. 'cause
For the better, yeah.
Without it, he probably wouldn't be in the league anymore.
Yeah. And
Not athletic.
Well, Kevin Love had to change his game because he went to Cleveland.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When he went to Cleveland, he kind of took on that Chris Bosh role.
Yeah.
And I don't think Chris Bosh gets a lot of credit for adjusting his game for that Heat squad. And I used to argue with people all the time back in that time. Even though I was a LeBron hater at the time, Chris Bosh was top 5 power forward in the league at that time.
Oh, he was averaging 30 in Toronto.
And then he comes to the Heat, takes a step back, and still there was a point in time when LeBron and D Wade, they missed a couple games and Bosh took over.
Yeah.
And Bosh hit he hit a couple game winners with Wade and LeBron. So
Definitely a legit superstar.
So what's next for Miami? Obviously, the future or this current season isn't looking too well.
Well, finally you get Haslam off the book, so now you can get somebody in his spot.
Shout out to Haslam, man.
Haslam
Yes,
was
sir.
like $7 million on
Listen,
the book.
shout out to Haslam.
I like Haslam, man.
I'm not here for the Haslam bashing.
I like
He
Haslam.
could have left. He could have left, but he decided
He
to
decided.
be loyal.
But yo, real talk though.
But it helps because you see the way the young guys on Miami compared to the young guys on Memphis that we're gonna get
But
to.
what
later
guys
on.
get what guys get to do their whole career on one team anymore?
That's
Yeah.
what that
No, absolutely. But I'm
Yeah.
saying his presence in that type of a city,
So
and you don't hear crazy stuff from
Yeah.
the young talent that,
Oh, yeah.
that are playing there.
Yeah.
now what's crazy is, imagine Udonis Haslam, and I know people in the comment section like to kill him in the videos that the guys still collecting the check. But imagine this: imagine a world where Udonis Haslam was on Memphis and being that veteran leader in the locker room, because that's what Memphis really need with all that nonsense that's going on. A veteran presence in the locker room. And although Jimmy Butler, I'm not gonna say he's a tough guy, but he's a no-nonsense player.
I'm glad you mentioned Memphis.
You can't really do that with Udonis Haslam.
I'm glad you mentioned Memphis. So we
What's up?
need to transition to that,
Oh,
to that Memphis and Lakers matchup.
yeah. That's coming up in about another 2 minutes. We got 2 more minutes before we get into that. So, I'll let you lead the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I'm
we
just-
we never answered what's next for Miami. You go from a number one seed a few years ago, finals appearance, to now you're in the play-in. You're gonna get bounced in the first round. What is it? Is it a culture change, player change? What do you need to get back into the pinnacle of top 5, whatever?
I was saying before they even played in the play-in, if Miami doesn't make the playoffs, they gotta blow this up.
To what extent?
Yeah, who do you get rid of?
Rebuild.
I mean, but who do you
To what
who do
extent?
you get rid of though?
You can get rid of Bam, get rid of Jimmy Butler, and start over. Because you kind of almost, it's like you on repeat.
I don't know if I'll get rid of Butler.
You get to the finals, you go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now you're in the play-in, so you're going backwards.
I mean,
Absolutely, that's what I asked.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What's
Blow
next?
it up.
well, you got guys like you got Kyle Lowry. I mean, you like I said, Bayou.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you get rid of Hero. I don't know. I mean,
Strauss,
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Love.
yeah, those
There's a lot of
contracts,
movable
yeah.
pieces.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, to what degree, do you reshape the whole philosophy and say we're gonna build around Jimmy, or build around Bam, or build around neither? There's different ways to go about it, because obviously you're not gonna get rid of Spoelstra. Because of
that's what I said, blow
his
it up.
presence and what he's done for the organization.
I probably get rid of Bayou and
Bam.
try to, you know what I'm saying?
So you got to move some furniture for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
But not Butler though. I mean,
I would keep Hero though.
Euro?
Huh? Hero.
Oh, now you're gonna say his name right, but a few years ago it was Tyler Euro.
Listen, the only hero I know is Marvel and DC. That's the only heroes I know. So.
only thing about Hero, man, is just inconsistency. man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I would include him with that. That's the only reason I would.
Well, to that point, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, I'm gonna let him lead the segment on the Lakers in the Memphis.
Suns and foe.
All right.